Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Lucia. She works as a waitress in a restaurant. Lorenzo is her boyfriend. He calls her while she is working. Actually, before Lucia came to work, they had a fight. Lucia says, "Forgive me if I say anything wrong." Lorenzo then tells Lucia that everything you said is true. Later Lucia says to Lorenzo that I am happy with you and you don't need to work. To that he says, "If you want you can leave me." Hearing this, Lucia, "I have nothing like that. If you want, let's go on vacation to your childhood island." It says that even if we go on vacation, our problems will be solved. While Lorenzo talks to Lucia, she goes to serve at the restaurant. Later she asks permission from her boss that I have to go home early today. Then she comes running home. She calls Lorenzo. All the things in the house are scattered. Then Lucia gets more tense about Lorenzo. Just then she gets a phone call. There is also a letter next to the phone. Then Lucia picks up the phone. Then a police officer on the phone asks if this is Lorenzo's apartment and if you have anything to do with Lorenzo. Lucia says, "I am Lorenzo's friend." Then Lucia reads the letter there. It says, "I will never come back, I am leaving, don't look for me." Lucia is very sad after reading all this. The police keep calling her. But Lucia doesn't pick up the phone. Because she is afraid that they will tell bad news about Lorenzo. A moment later Lucia packs her bag. Then Lucia sees the nude pics of her and Lorenzo together. Later she goes to Lorenzo's favorite island. There she stays in a hotel room. The next morning she goes to a restaurant to have some food. A man comes and tries to talk to her. Then she leaves from there. As Lucia rides the bike, the movie goes into a flashback of 6 years. Lorenzo romances with a strange girl while Lucia is swimming in the ocean. The girl's name is Ilana. Elena asks Lorenzo, "What is your name and what you do?" Lorenzo doesn't answer and says, "I will be in Madrid and today is my birthday." Elena says, "I live in Valencia, I work as a cook." A few days later, Elena finds out that she is pregnant. Elena doesn't even know who the father of the child in her womb. Lorenzo is a writer. He is talking to his friend. That's when he meets Lucia. Lucia tells Lorenzo, "The first want to talk to you." Lucia says to Lorenzo that "I know you very well, I have read all your books and I love your writing." Also says, "I love you a lot and I want to be in a living relationship with you." Lorenzo also wants to be with her. Later they both have a drink at the bar. From there they go to Lorenzo's house. Lucia tells Lorenzo that "You can do whatever you want to do with me." Even if Lorenzo had the chance, he wouldn't do anything to her. But the next day morning, they both make private time on the bed because of Lucia. Now Lucia and Lorenzo like each other very much. On the other hand, Elena gives birth to a baby girl. The next scene brings us to the present. At the beach she meets a man named Carlos. They will talk for a long time and become good friends. Carlos takes Lucia to a motel. Carlos is staying at this motel. Lucia meets the motel owner. Now we knows that Elena is the owner of this motel. Elena tells Lucia, "If you want to stay at this motel then you can." The next morning, while Elena and Lucia are talking, the topic of Carlos comes up. Elena tells Lucia that "I had a good relationship with Carlos, but now I don't want to be with him." Now the movie goes into flashback again. Lucia doesn't like Lorenzo's new book. So Lorenzo angrily leaves. On Lorenzo's birthday he meets his editor. The editor tells Lorenzo about the encounter 4 years ago. "My sister used to work as a babysitter and now she takes care of a girl named Luna. Luna was born to Elena." He says, "You are Luna's father." Knowing this, Lorenzo shocked. Later he goes to meet Luna at her school. There Lorenzo meets Luna's grandmother. Her name is Bolin. Lorenzo says to Luna that "I will be your secret father if you agree." To that Luna says, "I have no father." Bolin also says, "I don't have a father because my mother is a porn star." Bolin says to Lorenzo that "Elena tells me you can bring your boyfriend home." Bolin likes Lorenzo a lot. So she invites him to Elena's house. Lorenzo walks into the house while Elena goes out on some errands. After everyone has dinner, Lorenzo tells a story to Luna. Then she goes to bed. After Luna goes to bed, Bolin and Lorenzo go to the bedroom and they both make private time together. On the other hand, Luna woke up and came out of the room. Then the family dog kills Luna. Seeing this, Lorenzo panics and runs away. After that, Balin was admitted to the hospital. Lorenzo goes into a deep depression after this incident. Lucia is very sad to see Lorenzo in depression. That's why their relationship is not good. A few days, Lorenzo's editor tells him that Elena is now fine and she lives on the island. Then Lorenzo chats with Elena. One day Lorenzo said to Lucia that this is my last book. After this book I will leave my career as a writer. Hearing this, Lucia scolds Lorenzo. Lorenzo then leaves Lucia. This is the day Lorenzo left Lucia for the beginning of the movie. Lorenzo is in a hospital in the present. Elena and Lucia knows that Carlos is Antonio. He has been staying somewhere with Balin since many days. Elena finds out about their relationship. There, Lucia sees a photo of Luna. Then she remembers a girl character in a book written by Lorenzo. After Lorenzo regains consciousness, his friend arrives. He tells Lorenzo that Lucia thinks you are dead. On the other hand, Elena meets Carlos and asks if you were with my mother on the day my child died. To that, Carlos says, I was not with Balin that day, there was another person with her, he is not here now. Later, Elena calls the police. Lucia then goes outside to find out what happened. Later, Lorenzo meets Elena. Elena is very happy after meeting Lorenzo. Later, Elena takes Lucia and goes home. There the three get very emotional seeing each other. This is how the movie